I'm here to go beyond my limit, not to compromise. And you can tell me if I mean it, looking in my eyes. Cause I've been waiting for my moment to strike. So come close, let me show you what it's like. Yeah, you can try to stand in my path, but you're gonna regret it. I'll be the one who laughs last while I'm making my exit. Cause this is only for the strong of heart, not if you get it. And no matter what the outcome, you better accept it. I can cut like the shell, I can bury the pain. So don't doubt for a second, just get out of my way. Stay still, I'm not letting you go. So take this as a lesson, cause it's all that we know. Will the whole world know your name? When we dance with destiny. I've been there and I've seen it. I'm never gonna stop believing. You'll find your flame. Oh, we can save the day, not die. It's like I'm seeing double vision. Take a seat, I'm on a mission. We got everything to gain. To become everything you're not. You just give it all you got and take the pleasure with the pain. Yeah, I can feel my fire awaken. No time for being complacent. There's a dream on the horizon. You know we gotta chase it. And when we get to where we're going, then we start the invasion. That's me, now you must be mistaken. You know I'll turn you into rust. Grind you right down to dust. You thought you were the best. Well, you haven't met us. Fire and rain, call me the hurricane. I'm not letting it go, 'cause it's all that I know. Will the whole world know your name? When we dance with destiny. I've been there and I've seen it. I'm never gonna stop believing. You'll find your flame. Now here we go, it's the end of the show. Hear them, they're calling your name. 'Cause in the end, it's you and your friends.
Hi, chat. How you doing? How is everyone doing today? Because I'm doing a pretty fantastic. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But let some of my levity bring your day up if you're having a bad one. Because I'm having a great day. How is everyone? Weird late stream? I know. But we're doing what we can today. Kio's in chat. Hello. Flop. What up, bro? What up with you? I like queso. Me too, bro. Cheese is just so great. Welcome in, queso. And Entry Viddy? Hopefully I said that right. Hey to you. Spence in chat. What's up, my boy? Shim, how's it going? Bro's tweaking. Bro's freaking. It's freaking his stuff. Neo in blue, hi. Just working. Hey, just a working boy. Just a working dude. Out there on the grind. You know what I'm grinding? I'm grinding half pipes, baby. That's right. I've been driving for 3 hours and just got home. So, you know, just give me some leniency with the jokes tonight. But how is everyone? I had my second voiceover official practice today. I met with my instructor and it went swimmingly. I'll tell you all about it in a second once I'm done welcoming Adrian Anna in chat. Hello. Hi to you too. How goes it? Oh, can you feel the sunshine? I can with this music. Woo. Grinding out TEA and Party Finder before my static grinds out 3 hours. Oh. Whew. Gonna be in lurk mode all stream. Keo, you're gonna be in Final Fantasy Purgatory is what you're gonna be in. That's terrifying. We need all the tea. I'm gonna dish the tea, sister. It's okay. So the other day you said to post my painted nails in Discord. I was wondering which thread. Just post it in art. Would be good, Blue Space. Flashbox, how you doing, bud? To stick up. All about your cat boys and girls in the bag. I'm sorry. Oh god, I have the dog down here. I can give you the dog. That's Flash doing hunt trains. I don't know. I think to Flash, it's not purgatory. I think in a weird way, that's heaven for Flash. I don't know. Been in deep cleaning mood, taking a break so I don't overdo yourself. Good idea. You've been drinking water, right, Adrian Anna? I always call you both names, so I don't know who's at the computer at this moment. Who am I speaking to? Who is this? Is this Adrian or is this Anna? Or is it a weird conglomeration of the two? 11 so far is your best life. Yeah, I know. So Flashbox, it's like opposite day for him all the time. It's like you think it's like, oh, that must be hard for you. No, living normally is hard. This is bliss. Oh, how are you all doing? I'm eepy. I'm having a good day. I drove. You know what? Let's do an actual story time. We'll do an actual story time. Let me get some music going. I'm gonna tell you a story, chat. This is some storytelling music. Neko, how you doing? Drinking lots of water. I am both names. One is my birth name, was my chosen name. Oh, okay. So I'll just use interchangeably then. That works for me. Well, Adrian, I'm glad you're drinking lots of water, keeping hydrated. Weird conglomeration, brain just thinks of Edward. Big brother. Excited for stream. First time here, saw you on TikTok. Well, welcome in, Neko. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. It's a little bit of a late one today. We had a really cool thing happen today. So, story time. As some of you know, some of you may not, I am in professional training to be a voice actor. And the past few weeks we've been practicing from my first session with my instructor, and today was my second day in instruction. And I had to travel an hour and a half to get there. The ride was only supposed to take an hour and a half. Ride ended up taking a little over 2 hours to get there. And you may say to yourself, whoa, was traffic really bad or something? Was there accidents? Was there stuff backed up? No, it was this one motherfucker driving in his little car in front of me going 40 miles an hour in a 55 for almost the entire way. Why didn't you pass him? Well, I live on a mountain. And I don't know if you know things about mountain roads, but they're very curvy and zigzaggy, and they're like wiggles. They're like squiggle wiggles down the mountain. And it's double yellows the whole way. They don't want you passing. And frankly, it's dangerous. But bro, he's going 15 miles an hour below the speed limit. Meanwhile, I have an appointment with my voiceover instructor, something I'm very nervous about doing because, you know, it's kind of my whole thing going forward voiceover. So 1 o'clock hits and I'm like 15 to 20 minutes out. I left early. I was a good boy. Not early enough. And I get a call and it's, hey, so we're just checking in because it's your time for your appointment and you're not here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm in traffic. I'm stuck. I'm like 20 minutes out. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, that's difficult. We have an appointment that's stacked up against yours, and that's starting at 2. Oh no. Oh, let me see what I can do. Click. I'm in panic mode. I've been driving for, at this point, an hour and 45 minutes on a trip that was supposed to be less than an hour and a half. Late for my voiceover appointment. It may not even be scheduled. And I am beside myself. And I'm waiting. And I'm driving. And I'm waiting. And I'm driving. And I'm getting closer. And I get a call back. Hey, Madigan. I just wanted to call you back. We can get you in. Come as soon as you can. I was able to move stuff around. That meeting we have at 2, everyone was willing to reschedule. And I'm like, are you sure? That seems a lot of stuff to do for me. He goes, well, you've been driving for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours now. I'm not gonna kick you out. You worked so hard to get here. What a nice human being. This woman who I've talked to on the phone once stuck her neck out for me, rearranged schedules with an important meeting just to make sure I could get in to be able to have my voiceover training. I next time I go, I gotta bring them like a box of chocolates or something. I gotta bring a thank you gift because I got there almost 30 minutes late. I left early. It took me over 2 hours to get there down from my mountain town. And I finally got there. And we're gonna pause. God, I hate people when they drive slow like that. Neko, I was as close to road rage as I get. So driver and double lines who cursed me. I feel like whenever something important happens in my life, there's something trying to muck it up. You know, back when I was a kid, we used to call it the Harrison luck. Don't call it that anymore because my therapist told me I shouldn't do that because it's self-manifesting. But what do you call this, chat? I left early. I didn't self-manifest nothing. Miku and Rox Cali, welcome in, you guys. How you doing? Ruby as well, yo. 7 more people came out to you today. Congrats, Ruby. You're kind of a little celebrity. I'm gonna grab some ingredients for Miundo. I did Evil Luigi, so... Whoa. What does that mean, Flashfox? I feel like you're speaking to me in like a foreign language. Faith in people boosted, right? The people that I'm working with for this voiceover training are the kindest people, and it's because none of them are like corporate people. It's not like we're a conglomerate that trains voice actors. It's run by 2 people, a husband and wife who have been in the industry for 35 years. Like, their voice act is run by voice actors. So it's so cool. So I get there. My instructor and I hit it off immediately. I knew we had good chemistry last time for our last meeting, but you know, you always worry. It's been a few weeks. I want to make sure, you know, that he is proud of me. He sees the progress I've made. Instantly hit it off. We're just chatting, having a good time. We're like 10 minutes into the meeting, and he's like, all right, we should probably start doing the training now. So they like me. I enjoy that. I feel welcomed. And God, just there's so many things about voiceover that I never really thought about. Like, you have to break down human speech to its minor syllabic changes in order to be really good at voice acting. So he had me do a bunch of different reads of scripts, and it was incredible because it's like, all right, I want you to practice. We're doing practice on tonal speech. I want you to read this, and in your own style, I want you to choose which words in which sentences that you're going to put an emphasis on, and just focus on that. So we go through that vocal practice. Then he takes everything that I've done with it, and he breaks it down further. He's like, okay, so these are the words that you missed that you should have been emphasizing. So if I can pull up an example here real quick. We have a voiceover library that he has me practice off of. So let's say I go into this. So concert begins. He would have me go through the sentence and just maybe highlight some words that I thought I would put emphasis on, or the different pacing, have a mindset for how fast you should be reading. And the entire time we're going through, he's just being the most wonderful teacher. He's pointing out all the things I get right, just giving me slight corrections on what went wrong, but he's just incredibly patient. So he would have me read something like this, where I'm we'll pause my music. Remember when you get super famous? Blue, I don't forget people. I don't forget people. Excited to watch your journey. Thank you, Neko. Currently taking classes to help me have a more feminine voice. A lot of hard work. Is it like a group class or a one-on-one, Blue Space? I don't think I've seen something like that before. That's actually a really cool course. Yeah, I imagine that if someone wants to speak feminine, it may feel daunting to start off with. Learning learning to be able to literally feel the anatomy of my mouth and throat and whatnot and manually adjusting muscles was hella huge part of my voice training. That is a difficult thing to do, Keo. I train somewhat with that, but I'm nowhere near as talented as I should be. My father, I'll say was because I don't like him. My father was a singer, and he had the most beautiful voice. But we do a reading, and he would go, okay, I want you to read this all in a more excited tone. So I would go, the concert hadn't even started yet, and the crowd was already wild. And, I proceed with my reading. He'd go, okay, so that first sentence, when you read it, think about different ways you can add emphasis. So instead of saying, the concert hadn't even started yet, and the crowd was already wild, do this. The concert hadn't even started yet, and the crowd was already going wild. Just making it a little bit slower and picking what words to have emphasis on makes it sound so much better. Because the first read wasn't bad, I got it across. The second read sounds more like I'm having a conversation, though. It sounds less like I'm reading from lines. But Phil was eccentric, or Phil was eccentric. Which one makes more sense, The moment he walked on stage, you could tell he was working the crowd. The moment he walked on stage, you could tell he was working the crowd. Focusing on pacing, focusing on which words to emphasize, focusing on how to end a sentence, either listing upward or listing downward. You ever get into a hobby and you think you're really good at it? It's like fighting games. Here's a really good analogy. You ever get really into a fighting game and you're like, oh man, I kicked all my friends' asses. Like, they can't even hold a candle to me. I'm really good at Super Smash Brothers. And then you find out there's a guy like L canceling and shield smashing and like wobbling people, and you're like, what does all those terms mean? And you open up a whole nother door to the hobby or thing you're interested in, and you're like, oh, that was this moment for me. It was the in-depth analysis of each word by word to figure out the best syllabic way to make it sound conversational. That was another door opening in my brain and going, oh, I have so much to learn and I'm so excited for it. Say Phil was electric. He's electric. He's electric. The word isn't eccentric. Yeah, I maybe read it wrong. Maybe I was too eccentric to be electric. Big fish in a small pond. Yeah, exactly, Flash. Exactly. Male to female, my voice is a major cause of dysmorphia for you. I mean, just speaking from my area, I have a very deep voice. I would imagine that if I was in that position where I felt like I should be feminine, I imagine the dysmorphia I would feel would be very difficult to go through. And I can 100% try my best to sympathize, Blue. I'm glad that you're getting classes to help out, though. Is it helping a little with the dysmorphia? I know that a lot of times, being able to have someone else to not validate your fears, but validate that they are common and that people other than you have them, that's something that's really good to get. Voice is too damn strong and loud. I blame genetics. Why are my genetics such a bitch? I can be prepared for my DMing this weekend. Ooh, Neko. You run a D&D campaign? I'm assuming you're the DM, or what's going on? I need to know. Anyone who has a Dungeons and Dragons story, I always love hearing. So good. But yeah, so we get through the class, and as we're going, apparently I'm picking up on it pretty well. And I don't know how good I'm doing, but my instructor is very pleased with me. To the point that I did a reading, and he paused after, and he said to me, Madigan, I want to congratulate you on that. That was a fantastic reading. Like, you were ahead of the curve, actually. You were doing things that I noticed with different rises and falls, your pacing, the way you're reading it, taking a script that has no emotion behind it or no character behind it and adding excitement to it without me instructing you to do so. He was very pleased with me. And to the point where he thinks I need less practice. Not to practice less, but he's scheduling our next lesson a week earlier because he thinks I don't need as much time between them to practice what he's given me. So I'm literally being told that I'm doing so well in his course that he wants me to come back sooner. It's just I felt so happy from like the down of me being 30 minutes late to the course to the up of him praising me so much and saying how well I'm doing. It's made all this practice I've been doing feel so worth it. Glad we can help with your practice. I'm glad you have. I'll tell you this, y'all. Going live and doing my practice for you has helped me so much. Not only to just, have people give me critique or give me feedback, but just having someone to have listened to what I say, to kind of give me the motivation to keep doing it, to say that I'm doing well, to encourage me. It's been so kind of y'all. So I really want to say that I appreciate that you've been here for me for this. Praise King. I do have a praise king. It comes from my that was a dark joke I was gonna say. It comes from the decades of abuse I suffered. I do. It's a fantasy steampunk era campaign with Eldritch Horror. Neko. That sounds like right up my alley. Here, I'm gonna give a shout out to my Discord. I have a Discord, y'all. We have over 100 active members. I'd recommend coming by. Neko, if you could please join. I have a Dungeons and Dragons story section. I would love to hear about your campaign. I love living vicariously through other D&D campaigns. Just these practice, I went from a hella deep bass to my current voice in like 2 years or so. Really, Keo? I can say the practice worked. I would not have been able to tell you had a hella deep voice previously. That could be a great way to improve my DMing. I have issues with quiet or weak type voices. I actually project too loudly, and toning down makes a lot of work. Have you heard of a stage whisper, Shim? Maybe the phrase of it. It's when instead of whispering or talking quieter, you just kind of keep your voice a little bit lower and add breath to your words. So if you're making a character and you're having trouble with being too loud with it, just like put a hush on your words like this, but still talk at a higher volume, and you can still make them sound well, but not be too over the top. It might help a bit. Oop, I bumped y'all, I'm sorry. Here I am bumping mics. Morning all. Morning to you, good evening to me. How are you doing? Is it Didion? Welcome in. Not working your masculine voices though? What's a good way to do masculine? When I think masculine, I think if you're trying to talk from a spot, if you can picture yourself talking from the bottom of your throat, that's a good way to do it. You can get your voice down there, and you can feel it rumbling down here. That's when you can try to get a masculine. And then sometimes, if you add a little twang to it, it'll just sound more masculine, regardless of how well you're doing. This looks like a good safe spot to hang out and talk. I love the Discord. I think y'all have made a great community. Like, to the point where, I mean, not to jinx it, knock on wood, we haven't had too much moderation. Like a couple art bots, but besides that, y'all have been very kind to each other. Join the Discord now, it'll be fun. Neko, I'm excited. Thank you. Next time I'm not in the middle of TA Prague during Patreon movie nights, I'll see if I can drop back in my old voice to demonstrate. It's like, oh no, I got trapped there. It's like that, it's like that Goosebumps where the mask gets stuck on, and like Kyo gets the deep voice stuck on. It's like, no. Imagine it's like you can escape T-Bron. No. Frankie Peach, how you doing? Welcome back. I always love seeing return people. It like having all the people from TikTok come in is so gratifying, but seeing people come for a second stream, it makes my heart sore, because that means that, you know, y'all like me a bit. I think we have a good rapport. The struggle to lower back down now. Oh yeah, that's the kind of what I was saying. It's like it's such a struggle to get down there that when you do, you get trapped. All right, well, I finished my story time for the most part. I mean, I drove home after, but that was the story. I had a really great day with my voiceover coach. We got a lot of really good work done, and I can thank y'all a lot for making my voiceover work just improve. But we want to play some Final Fantasy. Today's going to be not too long of a stream. Every Thursday we do a Patreon movie night, which is at 7 p.m. So at about an hour and 30-ish minutes. So we're going to stream some Final Fantasy for that time. And then I'm going to go hang out with my Patreon Discord chat. If you want to join it, you can do !Patreon. 1 second. Oh, no, I messed it up. But yeah, if you want to join the Patreon to support, you can join us for our movie night tonight. Good, and me, I'm doing fantastic. We have a resident murder hobo. Flashbox is the resident murder hobo. Feeling like a bundle of joy? You seem like a bundle of kittens, I guess. And by the way, Necopolitan, that's a great name. I'm thinking Neapolitan. Okay, I'm taking the biggest shot in the dark. This is like 1,000,001 odds. Are you a furry whose colors are Neapolitan, like the pink, white, and brown for chocolate, vanilla, strawberry? If I snipe that, I will be a god. If I miss, I will be humiliated. Please let me know. Bro, how you doing? Oh. Well, let me get back to some Final Fantasy. It's been a few days. We've been kind of obsessed with playing Baldur's Gate. But let's return to my old love, mi amor. I'm not. You know what? I shoot my shot. I'm actually attempting to be a Cackerel VTuber who's in Neapolitan colors, so I was extremely close. You know what? I shot a bullseye on a different target, you know? It's like we were at a shooting range, there was a big target there, and I bowled a strike just in the wrong lane, you know? Obsessed with Baldur's Gate 3, meanwhile computer is protesting. Computer is very protesting. I get a cookie for that? Oh, what kind of cookie? Do you have any model work done for your VTuber avatar yet, Neko? So for those of you who don't know Final Fantasy, it's a MMO RPG, similar, sorta, to World of Warcraft. It's very story focused. If you have any questions for me about the game, feel free to ask. My chat and I will be more than happy to answer for you. Because I know a lot of people are coming from TikTok and they may not know anything about the game. So right now we are trying to find this guy's lost airship so we can basically fight a god. It's gonna be fun. PNG style, do it yourself. Ooh, I mean, if you're debuting it, then don't share. But if you're okay sharing, then you can drop it in the art section. Similar to WoW and very story focused are two country. Exactly. That's why I said similar to WoW. Not really though. Before we can persuade Lord Drillmont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Gyalme that we are not his enemy. Just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Korthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Wimbrin Front. Share your findings with Alfino in the square. I'm sure you can formulate a strategy from there. Will do. Next 3 expansions are going for a 14 story style. They are. Like, I had to basically look at myself in the mirror and say, Madigan, you're not playing the next World of Warcraft expansions. Because they've teased me too much and broke my heart too much. Ah, there you are. No, this is Patrick. Under Inquisitor Gyalme's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice.
They say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us.
Aw, they're being gaslit, gate-kept, and girl-bossed by this guy. You don't have the computer and software to do it? Ah. That's a roadblock, for sure. You am, but if they come out at the same time, I'll have a decision to make. I think that's a pretty easy decision. I don't know about you. Am I going outside the game? Oh, there we are. So this is an open world that multiple people play on. It is blue space. It's open world. The world is split into zones. So I can pretty much go anywhere as long as I've gotten far enough in the story. But, you know, an endgame player will most likely not be playing in the earlier zones unless they are doing specific content. But there is content that does bring you back. It's very good about making sure old expansions still feel relevant. I love Jesse Cox saying how hype he was to play during BlizzCon and then got home and was like, nope, not getting sucked back in. It's terrible because you feel the mind virus creeping in. Me farming Atmos for a Rubberborn Fates. Theo, you and Flash Fox are special. In that you're like the hyper fan tier, you know? Y'all are at like the obsession tier of Final Fantasy. No hate. None at all, because it's fucking badass. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are arbiters of Hallown's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. Neo has 3 of the relics? Damn. Neo's powerful. I feel like Neo and Sven are... I feel like between the two of you, Neo is the most degen for Final Fantasy. I don't know if that's not true, but it seems like it. What happens if you die in the game? There's no consequences. It's like your character dies and you respawn. It's just kind of like a failure state, not a punishment. See, I go hard, but don't bitch. Not the people who go hard and just to bitch. Yeah, those are people who treat it like a job. You treat it like a career. That's the difference. Already stocking up on Alexandrite for my remaining relics. Neo, you're too strong.
Inquisitor Gyalme, I have the foggiest whom you speak. Unbeliever. Aye, we have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I would not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you.
Come on, just let me, like, destroy your whole religion. Come on. We literally do that in the next expansion. Oh. Well, hello. How are you doing? Go back and finish Bozja sometime. I need to do Bozja sometime. I've just been told so many conflicting things, you know? Saw you on TikTok video. How about you have vines? Good luck. Thank you for coming by. Is it Zeldrick? I appreciate you stopping in. How are you?
Inquisitor Gyalme? Yes, of course, I know of him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to Whitebrim Front, several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in the snow that day. In all, I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the Night's Watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness pitch as black. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but I slipped, took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Gyalme rescued me, carrying me unconscious body through the gates. I owe my life, sir. I hope one day repay his kindness.
Orb. Bosch is better than Eureka was, but Eureka has better aesthetics. Is Eureka the one with Kryl in it? I forget. Oh, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, Zeld. Oh, he's cold.
In case you haven't noticed yet, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but I paid it no mind as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at its end. All that remains is to deal with the irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you've been busy making inquiries, yes?
Inquiries on the Inquisitor. Need to focus on work, so I gotta step out and focus on work. Maybe back in a bit. No problem, Shim. Hope your work's going well. First time she got to be relevant, and I love that for her. Cryo, up until this new expansion, has been the Mike Wazowski. And you go, what do you mean by that, Madigan? I mean, she's always just on the sidelines. She's like, basically Mike Wazowski being covered by a sticker is what Cryo is. If there being other players in the world, would the other players be able to help you with the quest? For the most part, yes. A lot of times, questing can be done together. There are some quests that are solo, like you have to do them alone. And there's a lot of content in the game that you can play in parties of like 4 to like 20 people. It depends on the thing.
Never mind. Our journey is almost at its end.
Oh, I read this one.
It should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I'm beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Talael. Mayhap they will provide us insight into Inquisitor Gyalme's gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from the northeastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies naught but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Joralt is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense. At least to me.
No! No! She killed herself. No.
Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on the mystery.
Ring around. Ring around. Ring around. No! Oh, God, they're dropping like flies. They're dropping like flies. How am I going to have anyone watch my stream when they keep committing self-not aliving? Bing, bada, boom. Bada, bing. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Neko. Let me down. Let me down. I want to fall to my death. If my chat takes themselves, I'll take myself too. So long, cruel world. Oh, that's right. You can't die from fall damage. Although I'm pretty sure if I walk over there, a fight's going to start, so I probably shouldn't. Go over the 5th element, but that works too. Oh. I haven't seen the 5th element since I was like a kid. Holy moly. Blowing up is the only path to Blue Mage life. Blue Mage life. Is my music not running? Am I going crazy? Do y'all hear music? Hello? Oh, there we go. There it is. God, my computer has been so mad. My computer has been so mad at me since it crashed the other day. I do not know what's going on. It was on earlier? Okay, so it just had a hiccup then. Unless an enemy aggroes you the second you start falling. That has never happened to me, and there isn't recorded evidence of it. You have to look through so many VODs to figure out which one it was. Because there isn't Need info. In the Fifth Element, the villain and the hero never meet or share the screen together. Really? It's actually kind of badass. Playing Baldur's Gate 3 will do that. I have it on medium settings too. I'm not even being greedy. I put it on medium. When it auto detects, it says that I should be on like ultra. But I'm like, no, I'm streaming. I'll put it on medium. Can't even do that. I turned it off during story time. I turned it back on after story time, and it just wasn't playing. Oh no, the Inquisitor. Dead next to a dragon. That is wild that there's just been like a dragon corpse right in front of them and they haven't even looked down here. So I decided to low or mess about a bit. I know I should, but it just does not look good on that low of a setting. It barely looks good on medium. The character models look like they got like pock marks on them. Someone killed both the Inquisitor and the dragon. Oh no! Chat, this is my new boyfriend. Don't tell my wife. Ooh. Ye old streamer tax. Oh, I'm so glad that we don't do like food taxes in this house where like someone's eating something, we walk out by and go, oh, food tax, and just steal a little bit. That used to annoy the shit out of me when I was younger. I was living in a house full of, I think there were 14 people in it, and it would get mean at dinner time sometimes. We had enough food. It wasn't that we were not being well fed. It's that people wanted specific things. Like if you wanted to make, you had to make sure that if you wanted the General Tso's chicken, you fought for the General Tso's chicken, if you know what I mean. Like you could have some wonton soup, but God help you if your uncle gets to it first. You know? Welcome in. If I made TikTok, stopping by and say hi. Well, I'm glad you're doing, well today. Hopefully everything's going good. Welcome in. 14? Yeah, actually, it's probably more than that, actually. It was grandmother, grandfather, mother, brother, sister, stepbrother, stepfather, myself, my 4 uncles, and how many aunts? There were 16 people in the house. It was a 2-story house with a finished basement. I lived in the basement with my 4 uncles. Sebastian, you do food tax? No. No! I hate it. It's my food. You can't have any. Just some black guy. Welcome in. How you doing? I order with the knowledge that Neo's gonna swipe some. Amanda used to do the hey, let's share dessert. We stopped that quick. I'm like, Joey, I don't share food. I kind of am too. I'm kind of feral about my food. I will share with Amanda, but she knows not to take too much, She knows how much I'm comfortable with sharing. By the way, Friends was like my life forever when I was a kid. Popping in after coming back from class before popping to 14 versus Basha. Hell yeah, Sylvester. How you doing, bud? I love seeing that 1-year badge next to you, Sylvester. That makes me feel so happy. Come by an umbrella slap me? Please don't.
I'm just too sensitive, Fox.
If they were sweet enough to make it for me or vice versa, I think it's acceptable. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You found something, didn't you? But don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it.
You're tired? Why is it Thursday already? Good question, man. It's been a wild week for me too.
Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guilme. newly come to Corthus and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, but even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we haven't yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Talael, or he learns his deception has been discovered.
Oh. Almost suffer the pimp umbrella? No! Don't do it!
I have sensitive skin. I bruise like a peach.
Since Lord Drillmont has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide a testimony that supports our claim, yes, mayhap this is one way left to us. Confront Sir Jorald with the evidence you discovered, and see if it helps him to recall the truth of that night. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do with everything within our power to secure the Enterprise.
One of my favorite things to do in an MMO is ADHD run in circles. Or ADHD jump in circles. They're both equally good. And this actually would eat the last of my snacks? No! That's so cruel! Stealing snacks? That's reprehensible. Oh. Saying with bruises? I mean, I do be bruising like a peach. It's sad. I'm just too white, y'all. My skin is too weak, and when I get a bruise, it shows up so easy because I'm just pale. I'm a pale motherfucker. Or ADHD run and spin in circles. You're forgetting the jumping part, Sven. You gotta jump while doing all of it. Circles are fun, and one thing I really love is when I do big jumps, seeing how many spins I can get before I land. Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Oh, you returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask?
You can spook a ghost. I'm not that pale. I'm not that pale. But I don't tan per se. I burn, and then the burn makes my skin slightly darker looking, and that's about as good as I can say.
Oh, you've returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? The Inquisitor is an imposter. Don't be preposterous. That could possibly be true.
Andy Pandy, for you degen.
Arar.
So degenerate. Is the other otter a player NPC? Basically, it's like a pet. It doesn't do anything besides just look cute. It's it just follows me around. He's a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe that it's all a lie? If you are so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Sir
Countless men and women of good moral standing seized while in possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Drillmont, wanted to put an end to this madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing, till Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of White Brim Front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire Locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Halenhart, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And this is the entire truth, I swear. Hello and forgive me for not acting sooner.
One thing I like seeing is when I started watching you, the multi-stream was like 92, now it's 146. Can't wait to see 200. Unfortunately, it's going to update. It's a little bit off now because Twitch, every month the subs roll over. Some of the gifted subs fell off. So we're actually at 111, unfortunately. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I'm all sniffles tonight. I'm sorry, y'all. It is so cold where we are right now. And our heating situation sucks. We have it's a oil heater, and it uses oil to boil steam to run through the house. So we literally have steam radiators to heat us, like we're in the 1960s. It's ridiculous. And oil prices pretty high. Every time you cough, the Stream Elements bot tells me to get wellness shots. Well, you know, I am sponsored by. Oil heaters suck. They do, and they are expensive. They're not as bad as last year. Last year it cost me $600 to fill half a tank. This year, you know, it was only $400. The problem is that because it's so expensive, we kind of just don't use our heater. We keep it running at the minimum in order for it to, you know, not freeze the pipes. But we have a heated blanket that Amanda's been using in her office, which has been nice. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you 3 access to the stone visual. Do not make me repeat myself. There better be a very good explanation for why you're carrying these rosaries. And where did you find this papal encyclical? Fury, take me. The Inquisitor's a heretic. Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale. But there's evidence in your testimony could have no other explanation. Okay, by the way, can we just enjoy those 2 chocobos in dragon outfits? Just jammy. Like, they're just jamming at the bottom of the screen. Look at them. Look how cute they are. Oh, wait. Shit, y'all can't see them. No, the Factor sponsorship. Okay, there we go. There we go. Look how cute they are. Space heaters in a fireplace. Space heaters aren't much better. They're not. Yeah, they run expensive. We also aren't really using those either. We live in a trailer. Our heating system would probably be nice if our doors weren't wrapped and left. Oh no. We hung thick blankets up over them. Yeah, that's all you can really do. Is get the blankets hung up like that. From the New Year's. It was from the New Year's event, which I didn't do because I forgot about it. No. That's sad. Anna, I'm gonna sing something right now. This is not a hit at you. It's just whenever I hear the word trailer, all I can think of is going back to 8 Mile, where it's I live at home in a trailer. Mom, coming home for you. I haven't seen 8 Mile since I was like 16, but every time I hear the word trailer, that thing goes in my brain. I've misjudged you and your friends, Talael, and I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal imposter to justice. Hey, yo, trying to give me pants? Dang. You love it? Okay, good. I'm always slightly worried that I'm gonna offend someone when I make a small joke like that, you know? The internet's a scary place. That thrice-damn heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him and his Dravidian allies. I am told he makes for Snowcloak even now. I intend to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul who was branded a heretic. We must hurry. There may be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Talael. Together we put an end to this imposter's heresy once and for all. Sure. I'll get involved in your politics. Sister pokes fun at us and says we're white trash. Damn. I thought I was being mean there. Holy shit. I guess if it's your sister, it's probably like playful ribbing, but still, wow. Cut you to your core. Shot to the heart, and you're to blame. You give white trash a bad name. I mean, I grew up for the first, not the entire first 8 years of my life, but until I was 3, we were basically couch hopping or homeless. And then when my sister was born, a month before my sister was born, my mother was able to get us into government housing, like Section 8. If you're in the States, you know what that is. Basically government assisted housing. So until I was 8 years old, I was living in government housing. And then we were able to move into a house that my grandmother and grandfather purchased for their retirement early, you know, quote unquote. They basically like bought their retirement home 20 years in advance so that we could move into a home. It was probably the most, how to phrase it, the most kind thing anyone's ever done for me or my family. But, you know, she is my grandfather are my family, but you know what I mean.
Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drillman arrives, we had to confront the Inquisitor. He refuses to go quietly. We'll use force. Are you prepared for this eventuality?
Is that my wife? Give me 1 second, chat. I need to mute myself. Hey, chat. There is an issue that I need to go take care of, unfortunately. So I apologize for cutting stream short, but it's something that I can't, well, I gotta go take care of. I apologize profusely. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Same as usual. We're probably gonna play some more Baldur's Gate. But yeah, I apologize once again for having to leave early. It's something just came up. So, y'all have a great night. I love you bunches. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening to my story time tonight, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.